We've now released an official TSI file so you can use your DDJ-SX with Traktor Pro. You can download it from pioneerdj.com/support. The first thing you need to do is set the SX to non-Serato mode. With the SX switched off, hold down play and shift on the left deck, then power it on. The only lights that will show up are on the left deck once it's finished the initial boot sequence. So now we've got it up and running, all we need to do is press key lock so the light shows up. With the key lock button lit, that means the SX is ready to be used with other DJ software. When it's not lit, it's only for Serato. So once you've pressed the key lock button, turn the SX back off, then back on again. So now the SX is ready to be used with Traktor, all we need to do is connect it to our computer, power it on, and import a TSI file. So to do that, once Traktor's open, go to Preferences. And then on the bottom left of the preference window, you'll see an import button. So just click that, locate the TSI file and import. It then gives you the options of what part of that TSI file you want to import. Make sure everything's selected, including audio device settings. Press OK, and then it's ready to go. You'll notice now some of the buttons on the SX are lighting up that weren't lit up before, and that means it's all ready to go. So let's take a brief look at the controls. To start with, all of the playback features are all exactly as you'd expect them. So obviously the platter will pitch bend the track, play, pause, cue, sync. That does exactly what you'd expect it to do. The effects section works the same, so if you're in single mode you can turn each effect individually on or off, or if you're in multi-mode, each one of these will affect different parameters of that effect. You can press shift and tap to change between single and multi-mode. Dual deck controls also work, so you can choose between 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. And then when you do press dual deck, you're actually controlling 2 decks in Traktor like you would in Serato, so that's a first for Traktor. All the loop controls on each deck are also set to be exactly the same as what they say on the control section. And again, holding down shift and changing the loop length actually shifts the loop left or right. The browsing section is slightly different from how it is in Serato. The scroll wheel obviously goes through tracks on your window, but pressing it in brings up a big menu so you can see the tracks. If you hold down shift and then scroll the wheel, you're then scrolling through folders, and then you can click those in and out to open and close those folders. So then once you've found the folder you want, you can let go of shift and scroll as normal, then you're scrolling inside that folder. And then to load a track on a deck, just find the one you want and press load on either deck. Since Traktor hasn't got a reverse feature, the sensor and reverse buttons found in the SX will actually change your advanced panel mode. Some of the performance features based on the pads on the SX have changed, and that's due to the features inside Traktor. So hot cues still works exactly the same. When a track's playing, we can create hot cues and then jump back to them instantly. You can hold down shift to delete them as well. Roll and slicer are features that don't actually appear in Traktor, so instead we've got new instant effects modes. So when you're on roll, each of the 8 buttons activates an effect instantly. So you've got a bank of 8 preset effects which you can just instantly stab in and out. And then Slicer is Instant Effects Mode 2, so it's exactly the same as Roll, but you've got a whole bank of different effects there to use. The Sampler button now relates to the remix decks, so we can use that in a number of ways. If say we're on deck 1 and deck 3 is our remix deck, even on deck 1, Sampler mode will still let us access those remix decks, so we can play them over the top of tracks already playing instantly. We can either sample in parts of the tracks playing and instantly loop those, or if we jump to the sample bank mode, we can have up to 4 samples in each bank. To activate the samples in each bank, all you need to do is press one of the sample buttons. Bank 1, Bank 2, Bank 3, Bank 4, then you've got Sample 1 and Sample 2. If we use the parameter buttons left and right, we can change 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. So that was a brief look at how to use your DDJ-SX with Traktor. You can use all the great features with inside Traktor, including the remix decks and the effects bank sections, and we've now added new features like dual deck control and the instant effects modes. So you can download that TSI file from pioneerdj.com/support.